Hi, can you guys hear me? Hi, everyone. Can anyone hear me? Hi. Oh my gosh, you guys are here and I can't believe it. I'm sorry I'm late. It was a little difficult today. How is everyone? Good morning. Can you guys hear me? I'm so excited. Okay, it's going to take me just 1 second. We're going to have so much fun today, so stick with me. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, and Stacy's here. Oh, good. You guys can hear me. Everybody can hear. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Just 1 second. We are going to have so much fun today. You have no idea. And have you all met Lydia? She is our newest member to Soul Navigation, and she is running the membership. And if you're a superstar or a super supporter, you know her. And she is in the chat. And I hope you guys all get to meet her. She's going to moderate today for me and help me out. Hold on 1 second because this is just so exciting. So today, what we're going to do is we are going to talk everything astrology. Hello. Hi. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Hold on. I got to put my chats over here. Hello from Colorado. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Oh my gosh. Yes, I love that Stacy is here. If you guys have not gotten a reading from Stacy, you definitely should. She is amazing. Very, very wise, and she can read your chart with this level of healing and wisdom, and it's just absolutely like moving and deep. Oh my gosh, Anna's here. I love it. Well, I don't look great this morning, but I am here and I am so excited for this. And I can't believe this because if this goes well, like I actually pushed the button and it worked. If this goes well, I'm going to do this every single month. So I've got double monitors. So I'm looking over here and I'm getting to read. Yeah, there's Stacy's booking link. I'm not joking. If you need some healing, Stacy is a very deep healer and reader. All y'all are so sweet. You guys are so sweet. I love having everybody. Jody, welcome. She's a new member. Yay. Okay, so oh, Anna, I love you. I cannot wait to see you in Seattle. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's pretty much sold out, but I'm going to oversell it by 2 tickets. So if 2 more people want to come to my Seattle workshop, go grab your ticket. And I'm going to oversell it because last year 4 or 5 people did not show up. And Frank, the guy who owns the studio, he said that if everybody did show up, he would find a way to make room. So I have 2 more seats. I thought I had 2 seats and I sold those 2 seats and now I have 2 more seats. You guys are so stinking cute. Oh, I love you. I love having Lydia here. Thank God she's here. Oh my gosh. She's going to help out with questions. She's going to moderate. I told her that it's so rare that we ever get anybody who's mean or awful or nasty in here. Like, I can't even remember. Can you even remember anybody that was mean to us? I don't remember. but I was like, be prepared. Okay, are you guys ready for this? Hold on. Let me see. How do I share my chart with you? Holy moly, guacamole. Are you guys even seeing it? Look how good I am. I was so nervous. Okay, zero nervous about cold readings and reading people's charts, but totally nervous about how the hell do I turn all this stuff on? Okay, you guys are so cute. You guys are so stinking cute. So, can you guys all see my chart? I hope you can. I really want you to be able to see this. And it looks like on my computer screen, it looks a tiny bit washed out, but so you know what I did? I went out and I bought 2 monitors. So I'm watching the chat over here, over there. And then I'm looking at my screen here, and then I can see myself on YouTube over there. And then I'm in the studio over here. And it's like, oh my, and then I have to look at you up there. And it's 9:30 in the morning. Aw. Inspired by Anna says, I love the energy I receive from having these weekly connections. Let's talk about this, okay? Yesterday, it was this new moon, and I thought it was a really good vibration, to tell you the truth. I really did. I thought it was a beautiful vibration. But when I woke up today, I could really feel this Pisces Neptune moon. I'm going to tell you about something. This moon in this Pisces today is magical, and it's really, really deep. And I just got chills saying that. And so for the whole entire day, there is going to be magic in this day. So I know it's Super Bowl Sunday here in the United States, and like none of you probably, but maybe a few of you are really into it. But what I want to say is don't let that be your whole day, because there's going to be something really magical in this day. But I want you to go out into the world in some way, shape, or form. It can just be a walk, and find that. Write in your journal, play a song. So let me tell you a Pisces Neptune thing I did. And it was really, really cool. So I don't know, I was never into Sarah Vaughan, the singer. And I watched on TikTok or somewhere, and I want you guys to go watch this video. It might have been on YouTube. I want you to Google Sarah Vaughan interviewed by Sammy Davis Jr. On the Johnny Carson show. And this is like from 1970 or 1960. I don't know when it was, but I never paid attention. And so it's a little tiny bit before my time. So this is kind of old school. Anyways, she breaks out in song in this interview, sitting in the Johnny Carson guest chair, and Sammy Davis Jr. is guest speaking. And she was so amazing. She was so Neptune. Like, she took me out of my own body. I don't know. I was scrolling. I was into my own chores, my own life. She took me out of my own body, and she like catapulted me into heaven. And it was magical. And I was like, I got to look her up. Well, she happens to be like the best singer of all time for blues, for jazz. And she sang a cappella in the chair, just talking to him. And Sammy Davis Jr. could not keep up with her. And he's also a singer and a dancer and a very extraordinarily talented man. And he's a Sagittarius. Oh, he could not hold a candle to her. I got to go look at her chart. Well, what did I do? I went and bought a vinyl record of her music, and I'm playing it in my house. And I played it last night while I was cooking dinner. And my husband's so cute. He's like, do you want to listen to the music or do you want to talk? And I'm like, oh my gosh, both. Anyways, that's Sarah Vaughn. And I want you to go watch that video because that's magic. That is literal magic. She didn't plan that. She didn't come all geared up to sing. She was sitting there and he like was begging her to sing. And she was like, no, she was too shy. So I want you to find that magic in the world today. Absolutely. So guess what we are doing? I'm a huge vinyl fan. I will watch that. Yeah. You know, I got a record player for my birthday a year and a half ago. And now I'm buying all this old music that's vinyl that I didn't even listen to when I was a kid. Today, we are going to look at charts. And I wanted to show you today's transits. And I want to know, how are these transits affecting you? I want to know. So you guys are beginners. That's okay. And look at all of these members. I love it. I love it. I love it. And thank you for being a member. Hold on. I want to see what you guys are saying. Thank God we're not in Mercury retrograde. Yeah, we're not. Okay. So these people gave me permission. So if you want to have your chart read, now that I know how to push the buttons, I just have to be a tiny bit more prepared. Good morning. Good morning. If you want your chart read, I want you to write to Lydia because she's my new membership coordinator. Everybody say hi, Lydia Soul Navigation. I'm telling you, Lydia is such an extraordinary human being. And I am so lucky. I interviewed so many people. You have no idea. I interviewed so many people and Lydia won the golden trophy, and she's here with us at Soul Navigation and she's amazing. So she fulfills your orders in the shop sometimes, but she's in charge of membership. And so all of you guys, so if you need anything, just write to teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com and write to Lydia. And she is just a golden heart. And I mean, I feel like I won the golden trophy. And I think she feels like she won the golden trophy. But look at my brother showed up. Can you, everybody say hi to my brother? He's so stinking cute. He's the Cancer, not the Pisces, the one that I talk about. Brother in the house. He's so stinking cute. Isn't that sweet? Oh my gosh. So he lives in Texas and I live in Seattle and I miss him dearly. So all these people sent in permission for me to read their chart live. So I am going to do, and Danica even knows your name. Hi, Michael. Mike. His name's Mike. It's cute. So if you guys want your chart read, and now that I know how to push all the buttons, I'm going to do this every single week for you. And if you're a super supporter or a superstar super supporter, you will get a chance at me reading your chart. Okay, so I'm going to ask, hi, Mare's brother, Fire Spirit, I love that you're here, my unicorn. I'm down your highway, brother. She is. She's in Brownsville. You guys are sweet. Okay, so paramedic Melissa, I'm going to ask you, are you in the house? Yeah, and there's Troy. Troy and Mike, you guys would be great friends. You should send stories. Okay, so paramedic Melissa. Melissa, I want you to give me a number 1 through 20. $22, actually. Yes, ma'am. I love it when you call me ma'am. Okay, so give me a number because that's going to be who we pick. 1 through 20. There's 17. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's Jamie, and he's here. Oh my God. Jamie, you need to thank her. So let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Takes a minute. It takes a minute. Hold on. Now, Jamie, if you've got a specific question, I will answer it. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, and you're born in Chelan? People are born in Chelan? Oh my God, that place is so fun. Okay, Jamie, you get to ask me a question. Otherwise, I am going to just tell you what I see that is sort of magical about your chart. Okay? So tell me if you've got a question. Cree design, for me, the day is almost over. My God. You can tell I'm like barely awake. Okay, just tell you what I see. So let me just tell you what's kind of magical about your chart. Just show me my magic. He's so cute. Okay, and I just appreciate you, Jamie, so much. And I'm so happy you are a member. And anybody who supports this channel, I'm just so grateful. So the magic in your chart is in a couple of places. But first of all, being a Taurus, and you guys can see, I'm going to kind of show you how to read the chart. But look at this. You can tell that he's got this cluster of planets all in Taurus. And there's something really magical inside his cluster, which we call a stellium. And so the first thing I want to say is this man was born with the south node on the sun. Okay, the south node on the sun is no small thing. When you are born with the nodal axis on your sun, whether it's the north node or the south node or the node's square, the node's trine, the nodes in aspect to your sun, that's a big deal. But he's got it on his sun. And so what that tells me, to be very honest with you, Jamie, and you know, we were just talking last night about my communication style. Like, I am very truthful and real, and I lay it out there. But you are repeating this lifetime, and you are repeating the lessons in this lifetime. Why? To get it right. Now, not only are you repeating this lifetime, it's like you did not necessarily appreciate the way it went for you in your last lifetime. So you come in with these Taurus gifts, and these Taurus gifts are just magnified in your life. And you are able to put these Taurus gifts into a belief system, ninth house. And you're able to adapt and bend and work with these Taurus gifts. Now, the problem is, or the hard part is that you're doing a repeat lifetime. And so everything might feel really familiar, and you might be massively successful in this lifetime, which is beautiful because you are applying your gifts, but you're never able to get away from your south node. So whenever you watch my node videos, or whenever anybody talks about the nodes and they talk about the south node is something that you're supposed to grow out of, or you're supposed to walk away from, or you're not supposed to do, you probably are sitting there like, how can I even do that? Because it's on my sun, which is my soul. And the truth is you, my sweet friend, are not supposed to, but it's very hard to be shackled, if you will, by your south node, which can draw you down to your soul. So you're here to, it's interesting. You got kind of an extra little bit, you got extra homework in this lifetime. You're here, of course, to master your north node, but you can never lose your south node. So you have to do your south node well. So what I want you to do is really focus on really focus on what it means to do Taurus and do it well. So doing Taurus badly would be being too stubborn, being too inflexible, being too regimented, being too lazy. That would be doing Taurus poorly. And you might dip down into doing Taurus poorly, or at least part of your life, but it really, really needs to be done well. So with a south node on the sun, you come in with gargantuan gifts. You might even be a protege in something, because you're coming into this lifetime with a self-mastery. Now, in the ninth house, with all that ninth house, that stellium in the ninth house, if you do that south node poorly, or let me say, instead of poorly, because that sounds so critical and judgmental, if you do that south node in an undeveloped way, you could become too arrogant in your craft because you already have a PhD in it. And so this south node is very, very tricky in your life. I pray to God that you are coming to my nodes masterclass. And by the way, if you guys really want to understand the nodes, which if you're an evolutionary astrologer like I am, what that means is you hang your hat on the nodes. The story in the nodes is so important. And so opening up to the south node on the sun here is just quite shocking. And I don't see it very often. And of course, you're supposed to learn this Scorpio North node, which by the way, you are because you're sitting here. But this south node on the sun tells me that you are exceptionally talented and you have extraordinary gifts and talents. Kind of easy for you to become the preacher teacher about the things you know. But what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to learn different things. And look at this, the North Node in Scorpio. And you're supposed to learn, third house, learn scorpionic things, probably while you teach Taurus things to the world. And with this being 15 degrees, I don't know if you guys saw this video that I did, but this video where I talked about the degrees, the 0 degree, the 15 degree, and the 29th degree, which is the critical degree, the anaretic degree. That's a really important video. But in my Seattle workshop, I'm going to be talking about the meaning of every single degree in the zodiac, all 360 of them. So if you haven't signed up for the Seattle workshop, do that if you really are interested in the degrees. But having a 15 degree Taurus sun, 15 degrees is the exact midpoint. It is literally the 50-50 of the whole constellation, of the whole sign, because there's 30 degrees. And so that is the purest Taurus energy there is. So not only is that the purest Taurus energy there is, and you might also really love or be a master at sensuality, experiencing life through all of the senses, because you have that south node there. Now, what's really beautiful about you is that Venus, Jupiter, and that's your magic, that Venus, Jupiter, attracting abundance in the ninth house. You actually are a very happy person, and you're a very bright person and a very smart person. And that Venus, Jupiter is enormous love and self-worth, and it is joy, and it's in the house of joy. So there's 3 houses of joy. The 5th house, did you guys see that video? We just did it. It was so freaking fun to do. So the 5th house, the 9th house, and the 3rd house. And you have a packed 9th house, and then you also have a big 3rd house. And in a way, your 5th house needs a little bit more love, but the 9th house up there, so you have to tell me, are you an optimist? Because with that Venus, Jupiter, it shows me that you usually can land on your feet, and you do have a good sense of self-worth. and you can attract money. But what's so funny is Taurus is very regimented, but this makes you sort of a gypsy. The ninth house makes you a little bit of a gypsy. And but the Taurus wants the routine. So it's like a routine gypsy. Hardest part of your chart, and this is an open heart and open love and optimistic. So I think you are a really good friend to people. And these are just little micro readings. But let me just tell you what's really hard and painful about your chart. I mean, that south node on the sun is tough, but that moon Saturn. And when did you guys see my video where I talk about the 10 hardest aspects in astrology? And then I do part 1, and then I do part 2, and then I do part 3, because there are so many. He says, yes, I tend to be optimistic. But I think you must be kind of self-critical too. You must have very high standards for yourself. He says, yes, I tend to be optimistic. And that's good. That's the ninth house. And you're also deeply defined by a belief system, because that's also the ninth house. But you're here to learn things that you do not know. And you're here to discover things that will literally transform not only your life, but other people's lives. That's the North Node in Scorpio in the third house. And the Saturn, Moon, Mars here I'm just telling you, it's very painful. And it's in the 11th house. So other people can really disappoint you. And it's in Cancer. So it's super sensitive, but it's like the emotional needs there did not get met. Now, and also it might be hard for you to really count on other people and count on other people loving you right, or loving you as much as you love them. And other people can be really, really disappointing. These are friendships that can really let you down. Yeah. Okay. So, I think my sister's here too. Linda's in the house. I can't believe it's brother sister day. Yay. I can't even believe they showed up. I did not ask them to. Isn't that the sweetest thing in the world? So everybody say hi to my sister, Linda. Okay. So I'm going to ask, Lydia. Okay. Give me a number 1 through 11. 1 through 11. Dead on, Meredith. Thanks, Jamie. You're a sweetheart. I love having you here. And you'll have to put in the chat what your gifts are and how you're cultivating your North Node in Scorpio. That's really the goal of your whole life. North Node in Scorpio in the third house. So I kind of hope you watched my Scorpio masterclass, and you guys can go purchase it. And it's not very much money, and it's like 3 hours long, but I really go deep into Scorpio, and I go into Scorpio in a different kind of way. So that Scorpio energy is what you're here to master. Okay, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Michelle. Is Michelle here? Michelle Ikram. If she's not, I'm just going to talk about her chart and show you guys kind of how to read it. I still need to see the class. Yeah. You guys should watch the Scorpio masterclass. I mean, it is really, really deep. So here's Michelle. And I'm going to ask you guys to kind of help me. Tell me what you see in the chart. Okay. By the way, these are my gorgeous natal charts. And if you don't have your gorgeous natal chart, I'm going to be so disappointed. So you can go buy one of these at shopsoulnavigation.com. Lydia will put the link up. But why I love them is I made them so easy to read. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. I made them so easy to read, and I'll show you a couple really cool things. Okay, so this is Michelle, and she might not be here because it might be too late at night for her because she's from Norway. So she was born in Norway. But the first thing I want to show you guys is that in my gorgeous natal charts, this declination box is really important. It's a little bit cut off, but look at this. She has an out of bounds moon. Do you guys know what an out of bounds is? Oh, and she says, I'm here. Oh, is Michelle Ruby Rose Tarot? Oh, she's Ruby Rose Tarot. So people sometimes have a different name than they do. I love that. I'm going to put that down. Ruby Rose. Oh, good. So is that your channel name, and do you do tarot? That's probably a stupid question, but if so, everybody go check out her channel. And by the way, she's a superstar, super supporter. So I'm giving you extra hugs, and I love you. And thank you for being here. And Lydia picked you. Woo! So thank Lydia. Oh my God, Julia, you are so right. So I want you guys to tell me what stands out in this friggin' chart. Oh my God. Absolutely. And Julia called it. She also has the South Node on the sun. I guess I'm supposed to promote my nodes class. Are you guys all coming to my nodes masterclass? It is on March 10th at 12 noon. It's going to be 3 hours, and I'm going deep into your karmic contract. So the South Node is your past life, and she can't get rid of it. She can't get rid of being a Cancer. So you've got to learn how to do Cancer energy exceptionally well. And you probably won't do it exceptionally well all the time because your South Node is there. So when you have your South Node on the sun, you come into this lifetime Jamie, you listen to this too, having to forgive yourself for something. So Jamie and Ruby Rose Tarot, Michelle, tell me if both of you have been working deeply on self-forgiveness, because it's a huge theme when you have your karma shackled around your neck. You've got to work through it. He says, yes, ma'am. So I wonder what Ruby Rose says is and when I say crimes, I mean like self-sabotages, forgiving your own self-sabotage or forgiving the life that you incarnated into. Okay, so Danica says, I noticed an intercepted houses of the 6th and the 12th. So let's see. Okay, so Danica, really and truly, the intercepted houses are the 2nd and the 8th. And so so good for you for noticing intercepted houses, because this chart does have intercepted houses. But do you see how she has a full 30 degrees of Capricorn in her 2nd house? Now, you might not see that if you're a beginner, but I'll show it to you, okay? Emily, I caught a live with Meredith. Oh, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you teach us. Becoming a superstar, super supporter has been my best investment. Oh my God, don't make me cry. I'm super emotional. I think it's the Neptune. I think it's the moon today in Pisces. That's so sweet, Emily. Thank you. I'm so grateful. And I hope you guys are loving all my members only videos, because I'm doing tons of them. Yes, Pisces 561. Good for you. And by the way, is Pisces 561, are you Chris or are you Tina? That's what I wanted to ask. I know you're probably Christina, but I want to know, are you Tina, who I just talked to, or are you Chris? I have a Chris Evans and a Tina Evans, and I want to know which one is Pisces 561. Anyways, when you have a full 30 degrees of a sign plus another sign and another sign in a house, even if it's 2 degrees like this is 2 degrees of Aquarius. The 2nd house has just 2 degrees of Aquarius. Let me see if I can show you. It won't let me pull this down. But can you see this tiny little thing right here? This says 2 degrees. So we've got 16 degrees of Sagittarius. We have a full 30 degrees of Capricorn. And then we have 2 degrees of Aquarius right there. Oh, this is Chris. Okay, thank you. I wanted to know that. Thank you. I thought so. So that house is intercepted. And when you have one intercepted house, the opposite house is also going to be intercepted. And this up here is very interesting. She has a full 30 degrees of Cancer. So she has 16 degrees of Gemini. She has full 30 degrees of Cancer. And then she has a teeny weeny, just 2 degrees of Leo. So that means her sun, her soul is intercepted in the 8th house. And she has her South Node on it. So let me just tell you guys about Ruby Rose. First of all, she has her sun in the 8th house. Second of all, she has her sun intercepted in the 8th house. Third of all, she has her South Node on the sun. And fourth of all, she's a Cancer. And she's Scorpio rising. This woman, for much of her life, felt absolutely invisible. And she felt in touch with that which is invisible. She felt almost like it was in the undiscoverable world, or the intangible world was what she could master better than the tangible world. And the world of feelings and the world of ideas and the world of the occult. And it's hard for her to even get into her soul deeply. How do I say this? Because of the interception. So I want you to think about the interception as hard to access. But when she does, it just has so much depth in it, because we've got Scorpio rising in Cancer in the house of Scorpio. The 8th house is Scorpio's house naturally. And so this, with the South Node there, this woman is so deep. But what's ironic is she's here to learn how to monetize all of that, and how to put that to work for herself, and how to get out of her own self and into helping develop other people. That's that Capricorn. So she probably is quite the savior. I mean, she's got a nurse's chart, and that could be a metaphor. That could be a metaphor. That Capricorn North Node in the 2nd house is, how do I monetize my spiritual gifts, truthfully? Okay, I'm going to do another one. You guys are so cute. Would most people who live in the northern hemispheres have intercepted houses? No, intercepted houses can happen literally everywhere. La Leona, you're so cute. Hi, Linda and Michael. Okay, so who's going to pick? Inspired by Anna, are you still here? Aw, paramedic Melissa, I'm bawling here. You guys are so cute. Mare's the best. Go get her classes and charts. Mare, you're on my TV. Hard to type. LOL. Happy to be here, just listening and watching as always. Aw, thanks for watching me on your TV. You guys are so cute. Okay, so if Inspired by Anna is still here. Yeah, okay, you're here. So pick 1 through 11, but not 5. Yeah. Give me a number. Yeah, put it on your TV so you can see the charts. 11. Okay. That is Janelle. So let me pull her up. And it's Janelle Sherrod. And I don't know if she's here. But you guys are going to get really good. So I want you to tell me what you see in this chart. So this person is from Australia. If she has the south node, I'm going to just die on the sun. No, she doesn't. Okay. But she has the south node prominently. Okay, tell us how to look for happiness in the chart. Happiness occurs with Jupiter. Happiness occurs when you have planets transiting or sitting or being activated. That's the transit in the 5th house, the 9th house, or the 3rd house. And those are the happiness houses. Also, I want to tell you, whatever Leo is doing in your chart, it's creating joy. And whatever Sagittarius is doing in your chart, it's creating joy. And whatever Gemini is doing in your chart, it's creating curiosity and knowledge and wit and like hilarity. If you have a lot of Gemini in your chart, you're probably really funny. If you're a Sagittarius, you probably have like a goofball energy about you at times. And if you're a Leo, there's just like this high performance value where you just really appreciate entertainment, laughter, and love. So it's kind of fun. Okay. Yeah, tell me what you guys see in this. Yes, Sun conjunct Pluto. And Pluto, dun, 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 is at 29 degrees. So one of the very first things I do when I open up a chart is I look for that 29th degree. And when I see it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's going on with that 29th degree? So when you get your gorgeous natal chart, I want you guys to go hunt for the 0 degree, the 15 degree, and the 29th degree. And if you have 29 degrees, that planet is at the very tail end of its energy, and it's trying to leave that energy and let go. So she's born when Pluto was at the 29th degree of Virgo, and it was wanting to move into Libra, but it didn't. And so that energy is in a challenge. I don't know how to say it. That energy is in a sadness. It's in a ending phase. And so her Pluto already creates endings. And then Pluto is at that 29th degree, creating an ending. And it's sitting on her soul. She is a Leo rising, which the world sees her as talented. Yes, they see her as talented and powerful and beautiful and bright. And with her south node on that angle, oh my gosh, the angles, you guys, I hope you watched that video where I talk about the angles. So the angles are, let me try to show you right here. This is the first house, the angle, that's the ascendant. This is the second angle between the 3rd and the 4th house. These are the major arteries to the chart. This is an angle, okay? And that is the descendant, that's partnerships. And then this 10th house is the angle. And that's your belief system and your place in the world and your legacy. And so when you have planets on the angles, you come in with a ton of power. And so she has Neptune on the angle, she has Mars on the angle, she has her south node on the angle, and then she has Pallas Athena, which is an asteroid on the angle. And when you get my gorgeous natal charts, I put the asteroids in there, and the asteroids are not a small thing. And Connie Jo did a whole series of videos on all of the asteroids if you want to know what they mean. And the angles are super, super important. Yeah, thank you. So the south node is on the ascendant. And so she too comes into this lifetime with enormous south node energy. And when you have the south node on the ascendant, you enter every new beginning from this place where you have already been. And she's already been regal and royal and a Leo energy. And yes, and her north node, thank you. I love it, Chris, Pisces 561. The north node is exact on her Mars right here. So she's going to have a hard time leaving her south node behind because it's on an angle. It's on her ascendant. It is literally like on her face. And it's probably how she's recognized and complimented and how she is seen in the world. But she's got to embrace this north node in Aquarius, not taking life so personally and really getting into the worlds of other people. Where is your video on the angles? I have no idea. Lydia might be able to find it. It's called, I think, The Angles, and it's just on my channel, but you definitely should watch it. Yeah. Does this chart show struggle with expressing emotion as a Libra because of Venus and an empty Cancerian house? Expressing emotion. Let's go look at her Saturn. There's her Saturn opposing Neptune. And here's her moon conjunct Venus. And they're pretty close to Pluto. So her Venus is really close to Pluto, and it's in the second house, which is a little bit inhibited. But I don't know. I think this person would actually, let me just show you how I get to this answer, okay, Troy, because it's a great question. This person is very intellectual and very heady and super in their mind. And everything about this chart is about the intellect, the mind, and learning. Let me show you why. So the sun is the chart ruler. There's a video on that, how to figure out the chart ruler. The sun is the chart ruler. Where's her sun? In Virgo, the planet of communication, a little bit shy, second house. So she's not a flamboyant Leo rising. She's not going to be this like, woo, giant storyteller. But once you get her talking, we're going to find out that she is super bright. I wish she was here. She's probably sound asleep in Australia right now. She's just going to die when she knows her chart was picked. So, and then look at this, her Venus moon. So even her moon intellectualizes because it's in an air sign of Libra. Her moon, her heart intellectualizes, and she loves understanding the psychology of other people. That's what Pluto is doing to all of these planets. And then the Aquarius is Mercury exalted. So it's the higher mind in the sixth house, which is naturally Virgo's house, more intellect poured into an intellectual house. And then Saturn over here is in Gemini, another communication planet, opposing Jupiter exalted in its own sign. So philosophical. So she's intellectual, philosophical, and psychological. So I have a feeling she expresses emotions in a very thinking, calculated, intellectual way. Is this person a warm and fuzzy and going to get all sweaty all over you? Absolutely not. So what I love about my gorgeous natal charts is right here, this little box. Tell me if you guys all have one. I mean, so many of you are supporters, most of you. You probably all have one. But what I love about my charts is this declination box. She does not have any out of bounds planets. Oh, by the way, that last chart, she had an out of bounds moon. I wanted to talk to you about out of bounds. So next chart I do, maybe there will be Christina Nichols. She is going to die. Janelle referred me to you just yesterday, and Christina is a super supporter. So thank you so much. You guys, when you're a super supporter, it puts 10 cents into my pocket, and it lets me like pay a team to help me like Lydia. So I'm just so grateful. So I can actually like deliver on my word and do fun things like this for you. So thank you so much. It means the world to me. You have no idea. Because if enough people join, it really makes a difference. I mean, if I get enough 10 cents, right? So anyways, back to my gorgeous natal chart. I love this box right here too. The declination will show you if you have out of bounds planets. So if you have anything in the declination that is above 27, 23, you have an out of bounds planet. That's why I put the declinations in there for you. I also love this box, and look at this. So this is a secondary way to find your planetary chart signature. Let me show you this. This is so exciting. So go get your chart and watch along and figure it out. So her chart ruler is the sun because she's Leo rising, and Leo, the sun rules Leo. So Virgo sun is her chart ruler. But let's look at her chart signature. She has 50% of her chart in air, and she has 60% of her chart in mutable signs. So mutable air is her chart signature. What is, okay, you guys tell me, because I have some long timers here. So there better be a crown or a unicorn next to the person's name who answers this. What is mutable air? Give it to me. Come on. I want to see it all. What sign is mutable air? That's her chart signature. So Virgo is her chart. Entel got it. Gemini. Good job, Entel. Lucas, there's my unicorn. Gemini. Danica, Gemini. Emily, Gemini. You guys all got it. Woo! I love it. So what is so cool about this? And I love that Troy asked the question, like, would she have a hard time expressing herself emotionally because of the lack of Cancer? Yes and no. I think maybe she has a hard time revealing emotions, but she is going to be an extraordinary communicator. Gemini is her, right, is the chart signature, and Virgo is her chart ruler. So she's a brilliant communicator, but she probably is not a mushy gushy, and her friend can tell us if that's true, because one of her friends is in the chat, but she's sound asleep. If that's true, like she's a little bit more practical, nuts and bolts. There's a little splash there. She'll probably tell you how she feels, but I think that it's maybe in a clinical way. Like this woman could probably like help calves be born. Like she could probably pull the calf out or have, help like a little pony be born. So it's like she's in it and she can communicate and do it. But there's something very practical about her. I want her on my team if we're going down. She's going to be very smart. Super, super, super smarty pants. I wonder what she is doing in her life to manage this mind of hers. Like all of her energy is like up here in her brain. All of it. So she has to take very good care of her brain. Okay, let me call on Tina Juarez. And you're also on the list. So 1 through 17, give me a number. I just realized, is there any water in her chart? No. Look at right here, you guys. And this is why I want you to get your gorgeous natal chart from me, because I break it out for you right here. She has no asteroids in water. She doesn't have an ascendant in water, and she has no planets in water. So no. But she does have water houses that are activated. So she's got the 4th house activated, and she has Jupiter, which wherever you have Jupiter, that's where you're exaggerated. It's a little bit stifled because it's in an opposition to Saturn. But then she has her Chiron in the 8th, and then she has her South Node technically in the 12th. So she has water houses, but she doesn't have water. Okay, Tina, give me a number 1 through 17. I'm going to ask my husband for coffee. Honey, could I have a coffee? He's so wonderful. Anything strong. Tina says 3. This is Christina Shoemaker. Oh my gosh. Anna, you have to tell her that I'm doing her chart. Call her up. She is such a doll. And I bet you she would have a question. But I can just talk about her chart too. She is a wonderful human being. And let me tell you just one little secret about Christina. Oh my gosh, Anna, I hope you're calling her. Anna, you call her and tell her I am doing her chart. And does she have a question for me to put on this video? She gave me permission. You have to text her. I don't have her text. I think you do. So she came to my Seattle workshop, and she also came to my Barcelona workshop. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have to tell you, I am so excited. What are the dates? I am so excited. I can't wait to tell you this. So yes, I'm doing my Seattle workshop, and I have like 2 tickets left because Frank, who owns the space, told me he would make room for 2 more people. So if you want to come, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. We are going to go out to the Can, which is like a Moulin Rouge show, and have so much fun. And that's in May 16th through the 19th. I only have 2 tickets left, but I am going to go back to Barcelona, and we are going to go on October 11th, 12th, and 13th. So if you want to come study with me, you couldn't get a ticket to Seattle, seriously start saving your money and come to Barcelona. By the way, what I love about Barcelona, it is so cheap once you're there. It's so inexpensive. I mean, you can eat for $7. So that's going to be in October, and I'm going to sell those tickets soon. Christina's here. I'm here. Look at her fabulous. Look at her fabulous face. It's so good. It's so warrior, princess, queen. She's here. Oh my gosh. Okay, Christina, do you have a question? Wanda says, my South Node is conjunct my sun in the 11th. Yeah, I get it. Mo says, my fiance and I are going to try to come to Barcelona. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am just telling you, it is a hoot. Barcelona is so much fun. So I just made the commitment, and I'm going to start selling the tickets later this year. But I wanted you guys to know about it. So it's really, really, really exciting. So does Christina have a question? One thing I will tell you about this chart, and about anybody who and Christina, you can put your question in the chat if you've got one, is when you have your sun on your rising sign, it's almost like you have no mask. It's almost like you feel exposed. You cannot be anything that you are not. This is called truthful living. And thank you, Understanding Vibrations. Thank you for joining. And so, Christina, she says, no, Meredith, I don't have any questions. Just share the magic that you see in my chart. Thank you. There's so much. And these are just little mini readings, but they're really fun to do. And if you are a member and you want a chance at getting yours done, because I'm going to do these monthly, just send permission and your birth information, place, date, time, year, name, channel name. You have to send your channel name to Lydia at teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com. Just send her permission and she will make a list for me. So one of the things I want to say is when you have your sun, look at her. She has her sun. Now, this is really important to know. She has her sun on her rising sign. So how she presents herself and who she is the same exact thing. She cannot even wear a mask. And when you can't wear a mask, you feel what? Vulnerable. So you feel extraordinarily vulnerable. I don't even care that it's Aries who doesn't feel vulnerable. Aries is like the warrior. They don't even feel vulnerable, but she does because she cannot live from any place other than her own truth. And by the way, not everybody appreciates your truth. I'm not talking about you, Christina. I'm just talking about the world, right? Not everybody in my life appreciates my astrology. So can you imagine walking around being your living truth and not everybody appreciating it? It's very, very, very vulnerable. So that's one thing. Now I want to say another thing. A line, which is called a cusp, and here's the cusp, the angle. A cusp is a line in the sand. And while you can look at both sides of the cusp, where the planet is, whether it's in the 12th house or the first house, by the definition of the line, matters. So a line is a line is a line is a line. So this is not in the 12th and the 1st. This is in the 12th. And I understand this is 22 degrees, 10 minutes. You guys, the degrees are so important. Are you reading the degrees in your chart? And by the way, if you're coming to Seattle, memorize your degrees because we're going to talk about every single degree. And minutes matter. Minutes matter. And why does it matter? Because this 2210 tells me that it's truly in the 12th house because her rising sign is 22, same degree, but it's 30, 22, 30. And the minutes go up to 59. The degrees only go up to 29. Okay? Yes, and conjunct Chiron. Exactly. So what does this tell us about Christina? The 12th house is shy. It's hidden. It's unseen. The first house is bold and brazen and out there. And the first house has no qualms about being seen. The 12th house is in the basement. The 12th house of your chart is divine. It's very spiritual. It is so deep. Think of it as the bottom of the ocean floor. So this woman is an Aries, but her sun is conjunct Chiron, the wound that you can never heal, overexposed, and at the bottom of the ocean floor. Are you guys with me? That's complex. And that's why we don't do sun sign astrology. If you approached Christina, or if you met Christina, she's such a beautiful person. She's a little bit harder to get to know. Why? Because she has her sun in the 12th house. She is not going to be a loudmouth Aries. And that's why we don't do sun sign astrology. So if I just told you, oh, Christina is an Aries and she's just this, and you just expected this loud, bold, brazen person, she would be unrecognizable to you once you met her. And that's why we can't do sun sign astrology. And that's why birth times are so important. If she didn't have her birth time and we treated her just like an Aries, we would miss the entire boat on who she really is. So she has her Aries sun in the house of Pisces, which is like the ocean. And she has Chiron there. And so there's this quietness to her. Now, let me tell you, that boldness and that brazenness and that like extraordinary power of Aries, she has all of that. It's just all on the inside. And I don't think she can live an untruthful life. Is that true, Christina? I don't think she can be anything other than what she is. I don't think she can fake it. I don't think she can lie. She can't even wear a mask. Because she has the sun on her ascendant, but it's in the 12th house, it's not in the first. So if your planet is on the ascendant, it really matters. Is it in the 12th house? And these are all the houses. 12, 1, 2. And it's in there by just 20 minutes. And it's not minutes in time, because that's a lot of time. 20 minutes is a lot of time. It's minutes in space, which is probably less than 3 minutes. In real time, this 20-minute gap, because she's 2210 and her rising sign is 2230. So that's 20 minutes of space. That's like dental floss. So Christina will have to chime in here and tell me what she thinks about this. Out of bounds Mars is her chart ruler. Who wrote that? Jazzy D. Ooh, she's smart. Yes, it is. 2327 makes an out of bounds planet. That's why I love these gorgeous natal charts, because you can see very quickly on my gorgeous natal chart what planets are out of bounds. And that's her chart ruler. So let's go look at her chart ruler. There it is in the 3rd house. So I love that, Jazzy D. And thank you guys for commenting, because your comments really expand the knowledge and point out really beautiful things. And Inspired by Anna says she's one of the most deeply interesting and wise persons I have in my life. I love her. Yes, it's true. And Christina wrote, yes, correct. Honesty is my signature frequency. It's true. Like Christina, because she's come to both of my workshops and I've gotten to have lunch with her and know her deeply. And oh my gosh, I just appreciate her so much. And I don't know, are you coming to Seattle? I don't know if you are. And if you aren't, I really want you to come back to Barcelona. I think you are coming to Seattle. Are you? I think you are. Back to Seattle. I can't remember. But one of the things that I feel about her, I believe about her, is I could give her $1 million cash and go ask her to deposit it into my bank account, and $1 million cash would be deposited. And if she dropped one of those dollars, she would work her butt off to go back and find it. That's what I feel about her. Inspired by Anna. We are both coming to Seattle. Oh, good. I can't remember totally if Christina's on my list. I think she is, but I can't remember. But let me talk a little bit about Chiron. And I'm in Seattle. I'm doing an entire Chiron workshop. Yes, I'll be in Seattle in 2024. I'm so excited. Those beautiful women have come to every workshop I've done, and it's always new material, so you're always going to learn. But one of the things I was going to say is I'm going to do an entire day on Chiron. And by the way, I could do the whole weekend on Chiron. I mean, it's very difficult, even in 8 hours, to do all of Chiron. She has Chiron on her soul. So that's the wound that you cannot heal. But did you guys watch my Chiron playlist? Eventually, when you become wise in your Chiron, which I believe she has, you take the medicine from the wound, you turn it into an elixir, and you drink it. And that wound turns into a magical elixir in which, for her, it's going to run her life. I love her out of bounds Mars and Gemini in the 3rd house. And this is actually what you see when you meet her. So I want you to think about your chart ruler, okay? So, and I think you guys would all agree, my chart ruler is Sagittarius in the 5th house. Do you see that? I mean, right? You will see a person's chart ruler. When you meet Christina, you will not see the Aries as much as you see Mars and Gemini in the 3rd. There is such an intellectual mind that is bursting at the seams, and she talks in golden nuggets. She doesn't belabor points. She talks in wise sentence structures. Wisdom, 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 wisdom. And that is Mars in the 3rd house, conjunct Saturn, wisdom. And it's out of bounds. So she's just in her head so deeply, so magnificently. DJ, I will come very soon, I promise. I love that. If you guys are not following DJ on DJ Nocturna that's Anne on Instagram, you should. She is a DJ and she's really fun. I'm going to need tissue for the Chiron lecture, Mer. Yes. 29 degrees Saturn in Cancer opposing her moon has to be challenging. I love that, Shane. When do I get to give you a big fat hug? I do think that's hard for her. And that is when you have the moon opposing Saturn. Let's look at that, you guys. So Shane pointed that out. I love your comments because it gives me, I don't know, bumper. It gives me like the little bumpers in the bowling alley so I don't go into Sagittarius land. Because I want you guys to know, I've not looked at these charts. I've seen Christina's just because she's come to workshops, but how long ago was that? That was 1,000 readings ago. So this is all cold. This is me just cold, cold readings. I had no idea who I was going to pick today. It's all random. Let me just see some of these. Inspired by Anna is talking for Christina. I love it because she's a 12th house sun. She's very private. When you have your sun in the 12th house, you are private. Even if you're an Aries, even if you're a Sagittarius. But let's go back to what Shane was talking about. 29 degrees Saturn conjunct Mars. That is difficult father. And it's opposing her heart, her moon, her mother. And, both the Saturn and the moon, thank God, sit in harmony with her soul, but they're in conflict. So this is a wounded heart, an amputated heart. She might have had to amputate her feelings as a little girl and disappear. and go into her mind. That's what the 12th house sun does. And then the ruler of her sun and the ruler of her sun and her rising sign is Mars and Gemini. So she went into her head. She escaped into her own mind, her own head, in order to manage her emotions. Saturn opposing Mars is, I must be in emotional control. I must stay in control. I must not lose it. I must not cry. I must put on a strong face, and I must hide, and I must trust my own mind. So learning to trust her own mind is really important. But really, that's how she coped, right? Because the South Node is in Gemini. But really what her goal in all of life is to learn how to feel her heart. North Node conjunct the moon, opposing Saturn, learn how to feel what's inside her heart and learn how to express it in a positive, optimistic way, and learn how to forgive. Forgiving the mother wound or the parental wound is huge. North Node in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is do not hold grudges. North Node in Sagittarius with her part of fortune there in the 9th house and conjunct the moon. So forgiving the wound, Saturn, Mars opposing the moon, forgiving that wound and stepping into the wisdom of what she got out of what she didn't get. Can I do that contradiction again? Finding the gift of what she got out of what she did not get. So the neglect gave her something, probably an internal power, probably a deep intellect, probably the cultivation of thoughts, probably wisdom, right? So thanking and forgiving what I did not get because it gave me something. That's really deep. Brunella Balmelli, best investment I've made. I'm a new super supporter and it has helped me so much. It was a form of therapy for me. Thank you. Aw. 22 and 29 degrees is a lot. It has a lot to say in her chart. Yeah, the 29 degree Saturn. I don't know what that wound is in particular, but that is wounded. And yeah, she has a lot of 22s, right? Okay, so inspired by Anna. Okay, so don't pick 5. So give me a number 1 through 17. Christina says, disappearing is my specialty. A lot of protection from the hidden realm in order to survive the immense feeling of how people misunderstand love and don't allow it to exist in their lives to the fullest. Yeah. Yes, Lydia says, help Meredith get to 100,000 subscribers and hit the subscribe button. Oh my God, I hope all of you are subscribers. Thank you. Okay, I've got Tina. Tina Katnich. So, inspired by Anna, picked you, so you can thank her. Okay, you guys, I want you to tell me what you see in this chart. Is everybody having fun? Oh my God. It's so fun to read your charts. Here we go. California. Here she is. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh. We've got another Chiron. Yes, very much. You guys are so cute. Okay. You guys are all so sweet. Yes, yes, yes. We're having so much fun. Isn't it fun waking up and doing charts? So one of the first things I do, and is I go and I look at the declination to see if she has anything out of bounds, and she doesn't. And then I go up here and I look at, oh, she's immutable and she has no air. So I look at that. And then I go up here and I like to figure out the moon phase, a gibbous moon phase. You guys are all so stinking sweet. Troy says, doing this monthly would be wonderful. You know, now that I know how to turn the on button on and share my friggin' screen, it took me so long. You guys, I haven't done this since last June. My God, I could not figure it out. I'm very new to your channel, but I've been power watching your videos and the content has been amazing and life-changing. You're a very great teacher. I just signed up for your Seattle retreat. Trisha, oh my God, I'm so excited. Did you do that a couple days ago? Did you buy 2 tickets or 1? Somebody just bought 2 tickets and I was like, oh, they're bringing someone. So I don't know if I have 1 ticket left or if I have 2 tickets left. But if you can get one and it lets you buy it, then you're in. Christina writes, with all I have in the 12th house, I feel that with this Pisces moon and Neptune day, I've been given a huge blessing today with your reading. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I think Trisha I just got a notification. Somebody just bought a retreat ticket. Okay, Danica, put this on a bigger screen. Put me on a bigger screen. I'm a little embarrassed that I'm a little ragamuffin this morning, but oh well. I'm keeping it very real. I love reading all your comments. Thank you. So, wow. Okay. What stands out to you guys about this chart? What stands out about this chart? For me, I think it's this Pisces in the 4th house. Melissa says the Uranus, Pluto, Mars in the 10th. By the way, you guys, if you ever meet anybody born in 1965 or 1966 even, there is a very good chance that they have that combination. I know a person personally with Mars, Pluto, Uranus on the ascendant conjunct, and that is painful. That is god-awful, painful. And the reason why that's so important is it opposes that entire 4th house. Let me tell you something about the 4th house. The 4th house is the tender underbelly. Just think of the most tender underbelly spot on an animal, and how vulnerable that area is. And to have that Mars, Pluto, Uranus opposing it, yeah, so painful. And the 4th house really is the womb. It's truly the womb. Even if you're a man, I want you to think about that spot. It's the stomach. It's the wound. And I mean, if you get knifed there, if someone puts a knife in you there, there's no recovery. Put a knife in my arm, put a knife in my chest, you know, I can still probably live, but put a knife there. Those are all the organs, right? So it is very, very, very tender. And I want you to think of that Mars, Pluto, Uranus as power and strength. Hopefully it develops into that over time. But that is like a knife. That is like a bullet. That is like a knife. And when it's in an opposition and Chiron is there, that is so painful. And she's a Scorpio rising. So does anybody know her? Tina. This woman was probably born with such a tenderness, and Neptune rising. with such a tenderness. I don't know if she was prepared for the pain that she received in her own life, because it wounded her terribly, and it might have been from her family. I wish she was here to talk about it. So Shane says she's a Pisces with the soul of a Leo and a mask of Scorpio. Perhaps she is a dreamer or a poet with the soul of a performer or queen and a mask of a truth teller. So interesting. And you know what, Shane? I hope to God she's doing that. I hope that she is channeling and journaling and painting and dancing and writing about the sufferings that she has witnessed or seen or encountered. It would be really cathartic for her with a Gemini in the 7th house, North Node, right? Are you guys seeing that? I hope it helps when I put my cursor on it for you. She definitely needs to turn her tragedy into poetry, into some sort of communication, talk about it, talk therapy. This woman would be so brilliant as a psychologist or a psychiatrist with one-on-one therapy. She would be a brilliant art therapist. Inspired by Anna says, no help for the nodes. Yeah, look at Chiron square the nodal axis and also square Mars. So this woman had a huge karmic contract. So, okay, God, there's so many things I want to talk about. Stacy says, yep, 1966. I also have Mars, Pluto, Uranus, and I developed IBS as a child. Yes, I'm sorry. I want to give you the biggest hug. You don't see my cursor. So interesting. Here it is. I should make my cursor pink or something. Maybe Lydia can teach me that. When I see this chart, I feel so much. And look at this, you guys. So water is her predominant. So she has 4 planets in water. She has 1 water asteroid and her ascendant is water. So that's a lot. And then here's her mutability, 7. So what is the water sign that is mutable? You all know it's Pisces. And so that's her chart signature energy. But Scorpio is her ascendant. So Mars and Pluto are her planetary rulers, her chart rulers. Is Lydia soul navigation a Virgo? Kind of. She should be. She's a Virgo moon. Yeah, I only hire people to boss me around that have giant Virgo placements. Yeah. Venus is squaring her nodes too. Yes. So she comes into this lifetime as a badass frickin' first house Sagittarius, right? And she's got a lot of power. And she had a belief system. Let's just talk about this. I hope you guys watched my nodes videos. And I hope you're all coming to my nodes masterclass. So she came in with a giant belief system, but she was persecuted for it. And Mars, Pluto, Uranus in the 10th, she went public with her belief system. She could have been a witch. She could have been considered a witch. She could have been, gay. She could have been, I don't know what it was. She could have been Catholic in a Protestant community. She could have been Jewish in an Aryan race or country, right? But whatever she was, it didn't go well for her. And she was persecuted for it. And Bo, don't do that. Don't do that. He's being naughty. She was persecuted for it. So in this lifetime, she's here to really understand her belief system. And she's here to get it right and live out her truth in a way that forms partnerships. Gemini North Node in the 7th. Oh my God. Do you want to be in the video? Oh my God, Joe, come save me. God, he's so stinking cute. This is what Aries is. He cannot stand the fact that I've been talking this whole entire time and I haven't been talking to him. Oh my God, he's so stinking cute. I just love him to pieces, but he's like a goat. Can you give him a bully stick or something, honey? They're in the pantry. I didn't feed him, no. Okay, where was I? Oh, the belief system. So let me show you with the cursor. So in this lifetime, she has to do North Node in Gemini in the 7th house. So the point is to not have a belief system or to not believe in anything. It's to take her belief system and truly have the guts and the courage in a way that has a lot of empathy, a lot of sympathy for self and for others, and to put it into the world and create diplomacy, partnership. It's almost like learn the delivery. Learn how to deliver her belief system and communicate it through art, through song, through poetry, through communication, and create partnerships. So invite people into understanding what she believes in and supporting her in it with a really broad, open mind. The one thing I love about Geminis, do I have any Geminis in the house? I love Gemini energy so much because it is non-judgmental. Geminis just don't come in with a whole lot of judgment. They're really open to the entire equation. And so in her last lifetime, she lived, and by the way, she's in 1965. So this can be how her formative years were. I don't know, but maybe she was indoctrinated into a belief system that she had to get the hell out of. Maybe she came from a very conventional conservative or liberal cult. I have no idea. I wish she was here. Maybe a Mormon religion, maybe some sort of religion or belief system that didn't work for her, that she had to escape. One thing about this woman that's very, 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 very powerful, if we're looking for the magic, is she can escape. She can escape easily. Okay, I got Geminis in here. Here's the Geminis. Yay, Carla and Yoli and Jason. I don't know if Jason's a Gemini, but, and Julia. Oh, and Allie. Oh my gosh, I've got all these Geminis. Renaissance of consciousness. I say that 3 times. Gemini in the house. I love my Geminis. I want you guys to ask me, do you feel like you're like the most open-minded person out of your family, out of your friends, or that you know? And do you feel like being open-minded and non-judgmental is really like the smooth operator in you? It operates smoothly in you. I want to ask you if you have a big Gemini influence, if you feel that way, because I really love talking all night to my Geminis because they make me feel seen right where I'm at, even more so than Cancer. Even more so than Cancer, believe it or not. I mean, Cancer will give me a hug and a hot tea and will love me and support me, but the Gemini will really help me understand intellectually the choices that I've made and life and the world. Julia says, I'm very non-judgmental. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Mercury, very much so. Renaissance of consciousness. Yeah, and I bet you people feel comfortable telling you their ugly bits, right? So this woman is just, I wish she was here. I really want to know, Tina. What a beautiful, beautiful person. And rising out of, this is kind of the phoenix rising out of the ash with Neptune rising. There's something very romantic and poetic about her. So, okay. I am going to choose. I'm going to just choose. Is Jazzy D here? Oh, she is. I'm going to choose Jazzy D because she's here and she's a superstar. Jazzy D. And thank you all for being members. And if you want a chance of getting your chart read, now that I know how to do this with technology, I am going to commit to doing this once a month. Now, I wish I could say, oh, it's going to be the last Sunday of every month or whatever. But I can't do that because I'm traveling so much. But I will do it once a month, I promise. And if you want to get your chart read, you have to be a member, superstar, super supporter, or a super supporter. And just send your information into Lydia, and she'll put a link there. And I'm going to put this in here. So Jazzy D, if you've got a specific question, just let me know. Otherwise, we'll just talk in general about what I see. Summit, New Jersey. Oh my gosh. And I want to know if you guys felt the energy on the new moon yesterday. I did. It was lighting up my 7th house and I was just blah, 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 blah. And I want to know if you manifested, and I want to know if it was anybody's dynamite day. If you're a member, I gave you all your dynamite days. I gave you the dynamite day is the most powerful day of the year for you to manifest on. And I have a whole video on what is your dynamite day. If you're a member, you've got to go watch that video because you've got to know your day. And that is the day that you need to manifest. And I have a new moon video on my channel. Just do new moon Meredith soul navigation. You'll find it and do that ritual. And here's our new moonstone necklace. Oh my gosh, I love this. So I manifested with my moonstone and I charged it all up and I can feel the vibration. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is just so gorgeous. So Dawn Wonder made these. We don't have a ton, by the way. She only made 20 of them. So we have just a couple left and they're on sale till Valentine's Day for just $99. They're so worth it. And it's real moonstone and it's the goddess of Venus. So it makes a great Valentine's gift if you need one. And it's the goddess Venus holding the moon, the full moon. It's so beautiful. But I used this last night in my new moon ritual because that's in my 7th house of partnerships. And I realized something really important. Like my life does not work without good, solid partnerships in it. Partnerships at Soul Navigation, partnerships with friends and family, partnerships. So all chatty Kathy. Okay. Aquarius DMB. Thank you for the super thanks. The $1.99. I'm going to go buy myself a coffee because I just drink drip. So that's all it is. Inspired by Honest says, I did the new moon ritual last night. I need to collect my stone from outside tonight. Yes. How many are scheduled for the Barcelona workshop? I can only have 30 people. So Barcelona is a lot smaller. At Seattle, I can have 50. It's just because the space is really intimate. And by the way, Barcelona is just out of this world. We will go to a flamenco show. Oh my God. I mean, I had a whole paradigm shift in Barcelona. It is so much fun. And I would say it's in the old quarter. So it's where the buildings are from the 11th and the 1100s and the 1300s. So they're not made of brick, they're made of stone. It's very, very amazing and magical. And so we just are all walking in the little old town. So we're not like driving cars and catching Ubers. I mean, it's just this little part of this walking town, which is just safe and beautiful and wonderful. So mark your calendars because Barcelona is going to happen. I'm so excited. That is October 11th, 12th, and 13th. You probably should fly in on the 10th because we'll have a happy hour on the 10th. I don't have these for sale yet. And I'm going to offer an early bird special. So look for that. That's coming up October 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. So just mark your calendar and know that it's going to happen. But I got to get my head through Seattle. And I don't even know what I'm going to teach yet in Barcelona. I don't know yet. I got to figure it out. I got to see what inspires me because it's a lot. We study really intensely all day for 8 hours. It is intense. And, and you guys, okay, I want to tell you one other thing. It's so exciting. I have so many things I want to share with you. So my next 2 videos that I'm doing on this channel are about the composite chart. And the composite chart, I got so excited because I did Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's charts in the soulmates nodes, looking at the nodes and finding your soulmate. And I did their composite chart. And I got so excited that I wanted to teach you guys how to do composite charts. So we're selling composite charts in the shop now. We're selling the buy wheels. They are gorgeous, but that's going to happen the next 2 weekends. The next 2 Sundays, I teach you how to do your composite charts. And I was thinking in Barcelona to do a whole day on the composite chart. So what you do is you take your chart and another person's chart. you find the midpoints of all of the planets and you create the relationship chart. And that is the composite chart. So, and then what you do is you put the composite in the middle and then you wrap yourself around the composite chart in a bi-wheel, and you can see how the relationship affects you and what your energy does to the relationship. So it's just very profound. I cannot wait for you guys to learn about it. It's going to be just really, really eye-opening. So if there's a favorite person in your life that you're just like, oh my God, why the hell do I love this person? Why do I feel better about myself around this person, or vice versa? Why do I feel so awful around this person? Why do they bring me down? You'll find the answer in your composite chart. You will. Okay, what are y'all saying to me? Jazzy D says, please do a general reading, and if you could tell me a bit more on what it is meant for my vocation in this lifetime. Okay. Oh, Melissa, good. Melissa Day says, Pluto on the North Node conjunct. Do tell. North Node with Pluto, same degree. Also, Venus is very close. Yes, you guys are so good. You're really looking at the charts and you're really, really learning, and you guys are getting it. Oh, Larissa, I love that. I did manifest on the new moon, Meredith. It was my dynamite day, and I manifested with a group of nearly 10 people, starting my own manifestation group, which is so, oh my gosh, all inspired by your manifestation, probably video, she means. That was Larissa. Oh my God, I love that. And that was her dynamite day. So do you guys all know your dynamite day? I pray you do. Inspired by Anna, hilarious. She says, Barcelona police had me wishing I was blind. Yeah, they were hot. Although they did not help me when I fell. I bought the lover's package and really need help interpreting just a few major placements. Oh my gosh, if you guys want to really understand your chart, get a reading by Connie Jo or Stacy or myself. I'm really booked. I'm booked way out. So you have to be super patient with my schedule. But Connie Jo and Stacy are absolutely amazing readers. You can find them at Soul Navigation, and Lydia can give you guys the booking links, all that. I love that Lydia put the video for the Taylor and Travis Soulmate Synastry, because that's where I show you the power of the composite chart. And we're going to see them today at the Super Bowl. But what's so funny is both of them have these very outgoing lives and individual charts. And then the two of them have this deep Scorpio connection. And so who they are in private is definitely not who they are in public. It's really, really, really interesting. You guys are all so sweet. Okay, so Pluto on the North Node. Let me just tell you this, hands down. I'd much rather have Pluto on the North Node than the South Node. I mean, you put Pluto on the South Node, and that is very painful. I mean, you are working through serious psychological trauma. So the thing about her, no out of bounds planets, as you can see, her chart signature is fixed water, which is her sun sign. By the way, your chart signature is not always your sun sign. That's why we don't do sun sign astrology. So, oh my gosh, I love the chat. I wish I could just sit here and chat with you all day, but I want to teach you something. I love the North Node Pluto aspect, and I like it in the second house, but here she is supposed to deeply understand the psychological effect of the concept of self-worth and of being resourceful, being a resource, and learning self-empowerment. So she is really, really deeply and profoundly trying to develop understanding, actually, her psychological wound and maybe even humanity's psychological wound with all that Scorpio. So she already is a Scorpio. And then this Pluto North Node is making her do more scorpionic energy, because Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, one of the two rulers. Mars is the ancient ruler. And she has a very powerful planetary placement of her scorpionic rulers. Pluto at 14, conjunct her north node and Venus. That's very profound. And then the Leo at 0 degrees. So she's very, very deep. This woman is so into the deep. And she's into the psychology of, I don't know, wounded self, wounded world, the wound, and learning how to, and actually having the magical power and the diplomacy to transform those wounds into something. Are you ready? Libra. Beautiful. So taking the gruesome, sad, horrific story and turning it into something meaningful. This reminds me of the book by Toni Morrison that won the Pulitzer Prize called Beloved. Like, holy, oh my God, holy moly. Such a gruesome story, but such an important story, such a profound story to teach the truth about slavery and what this country did to people, the horror of it, right? But also the profundity of it and the beauty inside the transformation that can occur when the person reads the book and understand racism and the brutality of it in a way where they are completely transformed. And I think the transformation makes the reader feel like, I never want to persecute a person like that. That's how profound this chart is. If you guys have never read that book, you need to. It's very difficult to get through. It's called Beloved. A teacher, she would be a very good teacher, but I think she would be a really good teacher kind of one-on-one or inside in an intimate setting, because it's that Scorpio. So I think she would be a brilliant advisor or a mentor with the Virgo rising. She's very bright and can go very, very deep. So I don't know if it's a teacher like on a stage as much as it's like really getting into the soul of the other person. I like Pluto on the North Node. And I like it especially because she's a Scorpio. So she already is highly capable of doing it. She's got to move away from Aries in the 8th house energy. But like, if Jazzy D did not go to my Scorpio masterclass, I'm going to cry my eyes out. So if you did not go to that, you should purchase it, because this entire chart is Scorpionic. I mean, this is Scorpio to the nth degree, and it's her chart signature. But look at this. Her south node is in the 8th house of Scorpio. Her moon is in Taurus in the 8th house of Scorpio, conjunct her Chiron. And then her Pluto and her Leo are so powerful. Pluto conjunct the north node makes that Scorpionic. And then she has a 0 degrees Mars, which is Scorpio's other ruler, in Leo. And Leo is ruled by the sun. So this goes back to the sun in Scorpio. So this is in a mutual reception. Do you guys know about mutual receptions? So her sun is in Scorpio. The sun is ruled naturally by Leo. And you go to the ruler of Scorpio, which is Mars, and it's in Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So this is just an infinity loop. And so her life is very Scorpionic in the house of self-worth and self-confidence. And she's going to get it. She's going to be a very, 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 very powerful and influential person. But it's going to come from the depths of her. And this is a really gorgeous chart. And I love Jupiter in Cancer in the 10th. And that's what also makes her, she's so good with intimacy, like one-on-one. And she's probably a person who you would tell your secrets to. Let me see what she says. Jupiter in retrograde in the 10th. Okay, I like Jupiter in retrograde. I also have Jupiter in retrograde, but it is a belief system that is internalized, that in a spirituality too, and deeply feeling like super sensitive person, and building a legacy out of that. So she's got to build her legacy out of that belief system and that Cancerian belief system, which probably is something like love. Like love conquers all, or at the end of the day, all we have is love. I bet you her belief system is something like that. Or love can heal. Love can wound, but love can also heal. Love might be the weapon, but love also might be the key. So it's something like that. Let me see what she says. And Jupiter in retrograde just means your belief system comes from within you. It's not external. It's not a belief system that was placed on you. Now, maybe some belief system was placed on you and then you had to dig for your own. Is she a therapist? She should be. Yes, she says, yes, I had to overcome a lot of self-worth issues. How old is she? 1977. She's old enough now. Learning to become diplomatic and stepping into my own power. Good. Lots of Scorpio and Libra energy in my chart. Currently working in healthcare. Well, you would be a brilliant nurse. You would be brilliant at caring for people who are vulnerable. I mean, if I hope that in a way that you're really helping people that are wounded, and maybe you are in healthcare. I don't know if you're just pushing a button and running the sonogram. I don't know what you're doing, but you would be really good at the deeply vulnerable and intimate parts of healthcare. And I'm not surprised because Virgo is just health. And so that's her rising sign. So I'm totally not surprised. Jazzy, are you going to Seattle? I'm a full moon baby too. I hope she's going to Seattle. And by the way, she's a superstar, super supporter. So are we shocked? So when you're a superstar, super supporter, you get to come to my master classes for free. And so she wants to learn this deeply. I mean, nobody who's a superstar, super supporter isn't into this deeply. So she is deeply into astrology, and you do have an astrologer's chart. There's a psychic element to your chart. She's in healthcare management. Okay, well, there's more money in that. And here's where the healthcare management part comes from. This person with the 10th house, Jupiter, and the sun and the stellium in the second house wants to earn money and wants to monetize her gifts and talents. And so that's probably why she's in healthcare management, right? Because unless you wanted to be a doctor, but it's hard to make money, right? In even as a therapist, because you're only as good as your next client is. It's very difficult to build up your practice and all of that. So am I shocked? No, because the second house is money management and the 10th house is also money. And that's working your butt off. One thing I do want to say is do not become a workaholic, because the healthcare management system can really be a grind too. I love that. Inspired by Anna says, I think child psychology helping transform the child's mind. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And with social media, oh my God, you guys. So I saw this Instagram. Tell me if you guys saw this. It was Julia Roberts. And she's, I think, 57. I think she's my age. 55, 57. She's up there. And she's almost a 60-year-old woman. So she made this post where she was having tea with her niece, and she had her hair pulled back, and it was in the morning, and she's very thin. And it was not a super attractive photo of her, but it was a sweet memory and a sweet moment. And she was having just the best day ever. And they were having tea and oranges, and they were playing cards, and she snapped a photo. And she got like 3 million comments. And in the comments, most of the comments were derogatory and negative. And they were like, wow, Julia looks terrible. She's emaciated. I didn't even recognize her. She's living the hard life. Wow, she's gotten ugly. Wow, she's just whatever, just all these negative comments. And she said she was shell shocked at the cruelty when she posted this most beautiful, precious moment. And, you know what she said? And so she gave a little interview on this Instagram post that she posted. And she said, I have to be honest with you. The comments crushed me. They hurt my feelings. They just were so mean and so cruel. And it hurt. And it hurt me psychologically. And after that, I just felt like I could never post again. And she said, and I'm an almost 60-year-old woman. And it hurt so bad. She said, so I took that feeling and then I imagined if I was 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, not even yet developed. And I had to deal with that kind of commentary. She said, I don't think I could do it. And so she was talking about how social media can really destroy a child's mind. And so I love what Anna said here. I think child psychology helping transform the child's mind. And because I do think kids really need help managing just the social part of their life now, where me growing up in the 70s, I really didn't need that. I didn't know what people's opinions about me were. No one walks up to your face and tells you. Well, very few, right? Aw. Thank you all. I love your comments. Yeah, Mo says it was heartbreaking to see how cruel people were. I know when I watched that. You guys should watch that Julia Roberts interview. I'm inspired to say this to you at Jazzy D because I've been going through a mental health crisis with my 12-year-old, and her child psychology team has been amazing and helpful. Thank you. So yeah, I think she would be phenomenal at that. I don't think healthcare management is wrong-o if you're making good money from it. And if not, are you on a pathway to making good money? Because money in her life creates security and it creates a power for her. And maybe that's because it will bring her choices, opportunities. But she is probably learning also how to manage her wealth and how to accrue wealth. Venus and Libra in the second, she probably likes beautiful things and wants lovely things. And so she's got to pick a profession that will pay her her rightful amount of money. And so it might not be boots on the ground, $17 an hour nursing, you know, it might need to be management and upper management. Mo says, astrology has helped me be a better parent for my children. Oh my God, tell me about it. I could not parent my cancer child without, you know what I did? Yesterday was such a hard day for her. We went snow skiing all day and it was so glorious and so fun, but she was really, really struggling. And I just printed out her, and I have this, it's called the Teen Report. If you have a teenager, you can buy the Teen Report, and there's one for the mom, or there's one for the parent, and then there's one for the child. So I just printed out the 1 month for the child, and it's for your teenager. So it's really good. I would say between, maybe 13 and 29, like the young adult. And I printed it out, and because she was asking me, what's going on with me, Mom? I just don't understand what's going on with me. So I printed that out and I just slipped it underneath her door. And she was like, thanks, Mom. I really appreciate it. So she could read her transits were bringing her a roller coaster of emotion. And I think it really, really helped. I also think astrology is a lot quicker and it's a lot faster than talk therapy. I mean, it is just so healing. What? Lay Leona? How do I do that? Oh my God. How did you do that? How did you do that? I'm dying. What? Look at the screen, you guys. Leona just gifted 50 memberships. What the hell? I'm like crying. What is going on? How did you do that? Oh my God. The screen just blew up. Wow. 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 Oh my God. Joe, Leona just gifted, it's still going. 50 people a membership. How do you gift it? I don't know. It allows you to do it in the chat. Wow. It's like the Oprah show, Shane. I'm just like shell-shocked, stunned. What the heck? Oh my God. Oh my God, we're on Oprah. Everybody gets a car. Lydia writes, it's like Oprah. They all say the same thing. What the heck? What a beautiful gift. I hope you guys keep them. Oh my God. So then you have to go in and you have to keep them. I could cry. Leona, oh my God. Holy cow. So generous. I love it. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. Do we have her chart, Lydia? I don't know if we have her chart. What's her chart? If you text me her, but I don't know if she gave me permission. Leona, do you give me permission to look at your chart? And I don't know if I have your information. And then we can end with that. You get a membership. This is so amazing. Definitely worth it to be a member. It's $2.99 a month, you guys. And so it puts 10 cents into my pocket a day. And it really adds up. It really helps me. It helps me pay for my staff. And I have 2 staff members now, and I have 7 people on payroll. Can you believe that? So it's a lot because I have 3 editors, I have 2 readers, and I have 2 staff members. And it is a lot to do. And so I'm just so grateful so I can have wonderful people in my camp helping me. I just found a button that says gift a membership, LOL. I love you all. At Leona, can I read your chart as a last chart? Doesn't everybody want to see her friggin' chart? Where's her Jupiter? Can I read your chart? Send me your info. Oh, Lydia's on it. She's like, 1 second, I'll get it. Wow, I'm totally overwhelmed. I like that, like almost brought tears to my eyes. That's, you guys, that's the moon Neptune today. That is so the moon Neptune. Oh my God, what a sweet, sweet soul. Look at this. Oh my God. Here she is. Oh, she's from the Philippines. Okay, so yes, I want to know where her Jupiter is. Okay, you guys, we're going to do it. Well, she just gifted all of us that. So, I don't know how to spell her name, but I'm just going to do this. Hold on. Hold on. Leona. Do you still live in the Philippines, Leona? That was the nicest thing. And she did 50 of them. You know, she didn't do one. She did 50. What the heck? Who is this kind? We will see. We are going to see what generosity looks like. Are you guys ready for this? Okay, here we go. She says, no need for that. I'm good. I hope you don't mind. Okay, I will just push that up there like that so people can't see. But we're going to talk about you, Leona. I hope you don't care. Don't be mad at me. The one where at Leona gifted memberships friends episode. Aw. Unicorns do exist. Yeah, she is a unicorn. So that means she's been with me for more than a year. Yeah. I think it's like, what is that level of a membership? Is it like 16 months, Lydia? I forget. It's like a really long time. 2 years? This Julia is, I think, 2 years, because this is like the angel wings. Okay, so first of all, she likes a party and she likes a good time because she's a fifth house sun. Remember I told you guys, and Troy asked this earlier, how do you find joy and happiness? How do you find the joy and the happiness in the chart? Well, look at the fifth house. And the fifth house is Santa Claus's house. It's where the gifts are. It's where the party is, the play. It's like the games, it's the fun, and it's your inner child. It's the fairy dust, and we just did the whole video on the fifth house. She also has an out of bounds Mars, which is the ruler of her sun. So her Mars is, it's like off the train tracks, and it's giant, and it's in Cancer in the eighth house. So let me tell you about this. And La Leona, you can tell me if you feel this. She feels this is deeply meaningful because her Mars is in Cancer in the eighth house. And she did this from a fifth house, eighth house place, which is like, this is deeply intimate and deeply meaningful to her. Mars in the eighth house and important to her. And she's a unicorn on my channel. So thank you, Lydia, since 2022. That's a long time. That's 2 years. And she wants everybody to have this level of engagement, depth, and experience and love. And it comes from a place of love, Mars and Cancer in the eighth. But it's fun to sprinkle the fairy dust too. So it's just this, I don't think she would do this if it didn't hold a depth of meaning and value to her. So would she do this with hot dogs for everybody? I don't know, maybe fifth house. But if she doesn't like hot dogs or value hot dogs, she's not doing it. It's because that eighth house can't lie. That eighth house cannot be fake. That eighth house is so deep and it is so meaningful and it is intimate. And so she wants you all to get out of this, I think, what she has found in it. So she'll have to tell us if that's true. And Melissa, thank you for the $10 super thanks. I'm so grateful. I'm going to buy my coffee, maybe my glass of wine. Yes, it is beautiful. I'm dancing with a turkey on my head like Courtney Cox. Jupiter in Taurus. Duh. Love it. So cute in the sixth house, right? I also think with it being at that 0 degrees, it's extra powerful. And so with the 0 degrees Jupiter in Taurus, she probably is a big gift giver in her life. She's also a good gift giver. Yes, Lydia said, if you were just gifted a wonderful membership, please email us at Team Soul Navigation to get access to your membership perks. So what Lydia will send you is the link to all of my members only videos. And you guys get to go watch all my behind the scenes. And I reveal a lot back there. That is just, it's very deep. And there's a lot of private stuff there. So it's really, really cool. Wow, her North Node is in the 12th house on the ascendant. It looks like she's living her North Node. Yes, Melissa, that's awesome. And so there's something very spiritual about her too, right? Like she's finding her spirituality. You'll have to tell us, La Leona. What do you do? Where do you live? Who are you? What are you doing with yourself? I love her 0 degrees Jupiter in the sixth. And she likes to be of service to other people. She's playful. Now her Mercury is at 29 degrees in Pisces. And so that is very difficult. The 29th degree of Pisces is the very last degree in the entire zodiac. It's at the, so if the zodiac is a dragon, the tip of the nose is Aries and the tip of the tail is 29 degrees Pisces. So her mind at 29 degrees Pisces is in a very interesting place. And whenever I see a soul at 29 degrees Pisces in the 12th house, I sometimes believe, I have to look at the whole chart, but I sometimes believe that this is their last incarnation. She just wrote, yes, 1000%. So you'll have to tell us a little bit more about yourself, but the mind is a very interesting thing in this chart because that Mercury does not like being in Pisces and it's uncomfortable at the 29th degree. But what I love about it is it's in the 5th house, so it likes to express itself, and it's conjunct her sun. And so she might speak or she might reveal her soul. How do I say this? She might communicate more through doing than talking. La Leona says, you're a great teacher. I owe you a lot. You helped me change my life. That is just so beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm just so grateful. I'm so happy that you gave so many people, like the level of abundance is just overwhelming. Very, very overwhelming. I'm so overwhelmed. Oh my God. I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm going to have to do a short on this. I'm kind of speechless. I'm like, do you know what it takes to make me speechless? A lot. She says, I'm very secretive, LOL. Well, I'm sorry I'm putting your chart on blast, but you know what? It's 2.5 hours in and I don't think very many people are going to see it. We have a whole video. Connie did a whole video, Shane, on Vesta. But Vesta is the Vestal Virgins. And so they keep watch. That's very protective energy. And she says she's very private, which is very interesting. That's 29 degrees Pisces, but it's in the 5th house. So she's very private, but I think she, instead of talking, I think she will express through doing because her mind at 29 degrees Pisces, which is a little bit debilitated. It means it's inward or shy, is connected to her soul. So she's private, but wants to be seen. She's private, but wants to be important or known or do meaningful things. But the ruler is in the 8th house, which also is very, very shy, kind of feels invisible, but she's in Aries in the 5th house. So there's conflict around this shyness. There's conflict around this privacy. It's not just I'm a private person. I mean, there's also a desire to do 5th house things, be childlike and joyful. And I have to tell you, she's been a superstar, $19.99 a month for 2 years. That is what has allowed me to hire a team. You know, when I was first doing this, you guys, I was literally, did you guys watch my Pisces Rising video? It's one of my very favorite videos. It's one of the best videos on my channel. I almost bawled my eyes out doing it. I can barely read the comments because they are so profoundly moving. They're paragraphs like this. And I have no lighting. I'm in a t-shirt. I'm in my kitchen and at my old house. And I'm just talking into a phone. I mean, it's just like, I had nothing. I didn't even know I was going to do any of this. I didn't know. I didn't even know really what I was doing. I was just talking into my phone. And now all this. And so having 7 people on payroll, I'm like, I have to pinch myself. And I couldn't do it without them. So the memberships have really kept this alive. I couldn't do it without you guys. I just couldn't. So I'm just so beyond moved and grateful. So anyways, we're going to go now, but I just wanted to say thank you. I love you. I'm going to do this once a month. So I'm going to schedule them out so you'll be able to see in advance when I'm going to do this. If you want your chart possibly read, you have to write in and then come back and watch. because it's really fun to get the instant feedback, isn't it? Oh, thank you guys. Sevenfold. You guys are so sweet. I love you. I love you. We're so happy to be here with you. Oh, and thank you again to La Leona. Wow, what a gorgeous chart. Moon in the 4th house in Aquarius. You know, she is very private, but wow, it was like a confetti splash, wasn't it? I love you all. Okay, get ready to learn about the composite chart. By the way, I'm going to do that in the next 2 weekends. So if you want to get your composite chart with somebody so you can follow along with the video, because you're going to learn a ton. I'm going to talk about the composite chart through all 12 signs and through all 12 houses. And I did one of those videos just for members. So also, if you guys have a class or an idea of what you would like for me to teach in Barcelona, send it to Lydia and she will let me know. If there's something that you're just dying to know about, like, are you just dying to know what Uranus is in the chart? One of the things I was thinking about is I could show you mental illness in the chart. I haven't done that. I could show you how to read the composite chart for a whole day. So you guys just let me know. We could do a Saturn. I don't know if that's too boring. Anyways, I just adore you guys and thank you for everything. And I love the chat and I just feel all this love and all these hugs. And I don't know, that almost just brought me to tears. I'm just like so overwhelmed. Aw. Don't even want to leave.